the fear that you put in you, that's even the bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself. You just have to give with some limits. You just have to put some sense to it.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody in this life needs help.
Please, can you tell me your name and where you are from?
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity for this interview. My name is Benjamin Buadu Ashirifie. I'm from La, at the same time from Kweku. So that's from my mom's side. So I come from the Echampong family and also the Ashirifie family as well. Yeah.
So when you say you are from La,
yeah,
who is from La?
So La is from my father.
So Gan?
Yeah, I'm a Gan. Yeah.
Ah, no, so you are Gan?
Yeah.
I never knew, I swear.
Yeah,
I never knew.
I've been a low-key type, so.
So if we say the guy will speak or if we insult you, you see that thing?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Sharp. Okay. So how would you describe yourself to someone who has never met you?
So Benjamin is a creative consultant, a creative technologist as well, and an immersive designer. So I'm focused more on building digital twins and building a metaverse for myself. So that's currently what I'm doing. But aside that, I do brand consultation, I do graphics, I do animations as well. And on the other side, I'm more like an ambivert, so introvert and an extrovert as well. And the other side of me as well is people know me to be more like the silent killer or the small boy danger. So yeah, that's
silent killer or small boy danger.
Yeah, that's
but why? Why silent killer then? Why small boy danger?
So I love to take actions. I don't like to talk a lot. Yeah. So my action speaks more than my words. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll just watch you with one eye and then.
That is it. Okay. So what does a normal day in your life looks like?
So on a normal day, it's more like designing, animation, doing graphics, attending conferences, attending events as well. And on a normal day as well, I love to network with people. So the people around me, so I try to create that kind of connection with the designers, with the tech guys as well, because that's what my passion is. And from Monday to Friday, it's more about designing, trying to do reports and all that. And on the weekend for church, and also on a normal weekend day, I do play games as well. That's how I used to clear my my thoughts and also my energy as well.
So nothing like the beach or you know.
So I do go to the beach, but it's not every time. So the beach is, let's say, once in a month. So I just go there with my laptop and then with my music as well, just playing some sounds and all that, just to clear my mind for the new week ahead. So that's how it works. Yeah.
What was your life like before everything changed?
For me, life was some way. I wouldn't say it was that perfect, but currently I'm still young and things are still unfolding. So I wouldn't say it's perfect now, though we are on the right path. But back then, life was some way. A young guy trying to make it in life. You have sisters, you don't have like a brother to look up to, even though you have a big sister who tries to motivate you and all that. But life was some way. I didn't know what to do back then. I was trying to follow a particular path that has been created for me. So back then SHS. Let me take you back to SHS. I think that was the moment that I remember, because SHS where I have like this kind of memories in there. So right after JHS, I didn't know a particular course that I can pursue to, go to SHS and also university as well. I was just living the life. Like life was that soft because, being the last born and then like having sisters who always pamper you and all that. Like everything was
Very soft.
very, very, very soft. So, I've always had like interest in art since childhood, because even though I don't have memories of that as well, but they used to tell me that back then they used to buy me color books and all that. I think I participated in some competitions around 2005 for TV3 where I used to draw and all that. That also gave me the leverage and opportunity to be interviewed and all that, but I still don't have that memories in there. But JHS, I was doing a lot of arts. I was drawing. I used to draw with pen. I don't know how to draw with pencil. So back then, when it came to a time where I had to, select my schools, so schools was selected, but now it came to the courses. And with the courses, I wanted to do visual arts. That was my main dream, to do visual arts. And this our economy, this our current system, like the value for artists is very, very poor. Like people don't really appreciate art, even when you are in the design space, you are in the creative space. I think it's now picking up, but back then, you have to tell your parent that, oh, you want to do visual arts, and then they said, nah, Charlie.
Emfa.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I think there was a time where they came that even if I'll do the visual arts, maybe probably after SHS, they'll just fly me out of the country to China just to further in it. And I think there was nobody in my space who did like visual, even though I have people in my family who have the talent in drawing and all that, but I think currently they've swerved and shaped from that, path. So, visual arts came, and then they told me that I should do science, because and back then too, I was a techie guy. So I do a lot of tech stuff, like when you have your phones and all, then time they'll tell you that, Charlie, Junior, my phone is, my phone is messing up. So you are the best person,
check
the right
it for
person
me and all
to,
that.
So at that time, general science came, and then I had to do general science. I had no option. I remember I cried when they told me to do general science, because Charlie, when you hear people saying that, Charlie, science is hard, science is very, very tough. Nobody wants, because the e-maths and then because I didn't like the maths at that point, but I had no option than to just choose science, and the performance was that bad.
Okay.
It wasn't that good. So, and then my parents and my sisters also, they had nothing to say, because Charlie, we forced you to do the science, and then Charlie, you have to. So during that time, I had to, put in my all. Even though first term, second term, Charlie, performance wasn't that good, but I had to, make it, and then I had to, pass my WASI, and I think I did good in there. Right after WASI, it came to a point where university was also another challenge for me. Not that in terms of finance and all that, because my mind was so filled with a lot of things that I'm not focused on doing one particular thing. So when I see this, I'm interested in this, see this. So that one too came, and I still wanted to do something around arts. And then they said, nah, just because you are good with tech stuff, because as at that time, 2013, 2012 and all that, you could see me like editing some videos. Sometimes I love to edit. Like that was my basis where I chose this creative path. So
that was your life, back then.
Like I used like everything around arts. Like building, like billboard, like everything before I got introduced to this kind of thing. So I think university also came where I had to choose the course that I have to do, and that one too, family came in we feel like you have to do this. You feel like you have to do this. And I was like, Charlie, at some point they wanted me to do computer science. And I said, Charlie, the maths in the
That's not what you want.
It was another challenge for me. So that one also came, and then there was another conversation in the family as well, go and do computer science. This one say computer engineering, and then there was no option for me because at that point the only option was fee paying. So where you have to sign up and then pay like extra, different from what the other people are paying. So yours is more like it's a different thing. I don't really have much details to that. So I think from there. And then the last option, I think my sister attended Presby University. So that was where I think everything changed, where I branched into IT. And from IT, that was where I got introduced to graphic design my second year. That was around 2019. And then that was where things started picking up, started exploring and all that. Yeah.
Okay. So around that time, around the same time that you're talking about, what were your plans or your hopes at that time?
For me, plans, I don't know. Like at that moment, I think I needed that song that says that plans not share because there was nothing like a plan
for you.
There was nothing like a goal because I earlier mentioned that like life was soft, even though there were other things that my siblings experienced, which some of the things I can't disclose. So life was that soft for me. It wasn't that soft, but at least anything that I wanted, like they provide for me and all that. So I didn't even see the chance to hustle. Charlie. Everything was just set right before me. Oh, you need this. You have sisters in there too, So there was no plan to currently as I'm here now. So there was no plan as at that time. So mine was just to make it just go. However the universe wants me to approach life.
Let's go. Shall we not go? Okay. So what did you believe about life back then? At that time, what? Because already you said that it was soft and everything was in line for you. So what did you believe, at that time back then?
So I would say at that time I thought life was simple, like no stress, just wake up, like that was it. It wasn't anything like you have to hustle and then get it because all my sisters were, doing well for themselves because I was the younger one who was now, finishing SHS, university. All of them are working and all that. You'll be there, they just call you, oh, you are hungry, they'll just do transaction, they just drop it into your account and all that. So I didn't see the need to, work hard, even though I was working on my skills and all that, because at that point I got like a little bit of exposure out there. I was doing some few stuff and all that, but the need for you to, you are the man, you have to, hustle, you have to, that was in there. So I believe that life was that simple, is it what somebody is out there saying that, Charlie, are they stressed or that was how so it was that cool, for me, yeah.
Can you remember the exact moment that changed things for you?
Okay. So with this aspect, I think I'll just take it back to when I was in university. So at that moment when I got introduced to graphics and design, I was just doing this basic stuff. Even though people were finding ways to use me, for me in life I've been used a lot. So I think that's also part of the experiences that shape you, because if you don't do that, where are you going to get that kind of skill? Where are you going to get that kind of knowledge and all that? Because they are basically parts. Definitely, I don't think there's anybody in this life who hasn't been used before. But I think that was what shaped me. Even though I feel this thing was, trying to, make me feel down and all that. But, I was taking a lot of projects and all that. But at that moment, I was doing a lot of web design. I was doing a lot of software development and all that. I was trying to, find a lot of things that, is within my space. So, because I didn't know what is like the work markets look like, because, after you finish school, what next? Either you are going to an IT space, and I found myself within like an IT environment where everybody was doing coding and all that. And up to now, I still code. I still do a lot of web design. I still do a lot of web development and all that. It's something that is within me, because I'm still trying to find that path or just find that click. But at that moment where I was exploring, doing a lot of IT stuff, I think one person I'll just give like I'll just mention his name is Prince Champon. So it's more like a brother to me, who, I don't know, but he just felt that potential in me. Like, he just wanted me to make it in life. And that man doesn't care about, like taking like appreciation and all that. He's just doing it for you with his with his heart. Prince will just send me links of like some art festival, art challenges and all that. And I think I remember one that I partook in that got me the exposure was one I participated for. That was Embassy of Peru. So it was an art challenge, and I think out of the whole people who contested, there were 30 people, and I was selected to be part of the 10 people who won the challenge. So it was between.
So you won the challenge.
I won, but they took first 5.
Oh, okay.
So it was 1 to 10. That was like the first 10 people who made it. But in all, 30 people were like shortlisted, and then 10 people were selected. But I think the prizes was given to the first 5 people, and then the 10 people just got the recognition out there. Prince Echampon, who is my brother. It's more like he's a cousin, but more like a blood brother. So he's the one. Up to now, he still tries to get me some opportunities to just make it. He just wants to see you at the top. He doesn't care about what you are going through, whether you just pass him or not. Like, that's the mindset that he has. And I think he was the one who played like a big role in terms of my career transformation and all that. Even though I had people there who supported me, I had some guidance. And then I think Buadu also came in. He was the one who gave me his whole brand to work on, that just to practice with my creative skill. He gave me his whole brand just to be in as a graphics and motion designer. So I did an intern at Juice Shop. It was a Manomi Incorporated, but there was a subsidiary in there. It was an e-commerce platform where he was selling and buying and all that. So he gave me his platform to work on this whole creative graphics, and that was around 2020 2019. That was where I used that to shape my, because if you don't practice with these kind of skills, and I think it runs through every career, you don't get like an opportunity to practice. There's no way that you get to the top or you get to that particular place. I think that was where things started making sense. And then I think I was being introduced to the world market. Like, I don't know how to put it, but the career world or something like that. That was where I think I started understanding that actually right after school you need to work and all that. And that was where I got my recommendation. Young boy, I started building my portfolio, even though the things were free, because in the school that I was, the Presbyterian University, I was doing a lot of like all their graphics. And I think as part of that, I was part of the SRC publicity committee, where I was doing all these graphics and all that. That was where I used to, enhance my animation skills. I wake up at 2 a.m. and all that. Even though I wasn't having like a good laptop and all that, I was still trying to, like, have to, just get it done, because the skills there, whatever it takes, like, you have to, do that. So, basic stuff, doing the things for SRC, there's a moment where you get to pay like 5 cedis, 10 cedis, and all that. But they are all part of the, they are all part of the things that Charlie. Because at that moment, I just needed something to take care of myself for that whole week, because life hasn't taught me a lot at that moment, because mine was just to buy data, buy bundle, you have to just buy food. Like when somebody will do a work and somebody gives you like 50 cedis, like you are comfortable. Like there's nothing that you really pushes you, because at the end of the month, sisters will just find some coins for you. Your mother will also send something for you. Like that was that. But I think the part where I was introduced to the career world was when, I was in level 400 trying to, finish my project work and all that, young boy, I didn't know anything about life and all that. But I think I'll say I'm very grateful to God with kind of people that, he introduced me to, and the kind of people around me as well. Because level 400, second semester, where I think I was left with 3 months to, finish my school, that was where an opportunity came. So currently, that gave me the opportunity where I am now to, working with one of the biggest professional firms in the whole world. And then currently a young boy managing the whole of Africa. We are managing brands, marketing, and communication. Like this opportunity doesn't, it's not anywhere that you get this. But I'll say like I'm really grateful to God, even though there are some challenges that are still coming in and all that, trying to make it feel like, Charlie, is it the right path and all that? But when you look back and you look at some of the experiences that other people share, because my sisters do share a lot of things that they went through, and none of them got this kind of opportunity right from university, and then they are working with the biggest professional like firm. Like if it wasn't like a normal person, you are starting from, let's say, like a mini, if it's an enterprise or something, like that's where you build. Because when you are going to apply for a job, they mostly check like work experiences and all that. And then some people are, because when you are coming to apply for a big professional firm, sometimes they want like a 10 years experience. Young boy, second semester.
You get that one? Yeah.
So I think that was that moment where I got the recommendation with my portfolio. And after that time, I think there was a job role out there for that position that I wanted, that got me into the firm.
Okay.
So there was a role out there. They were searching for a graphics communication officer, but not a normal graphic designer, someone who has a background in IT, a background in software, like somebody who knows like how to use the tech stuff and all that. Because now the graphic design skill is so overrated. Even you being a cinematographer like this, you need to have basic skills in graphic design, understand some of the principles, the elements of designs and all that, color theory. You have to blend all these things. So I think based on that, they saw my portfolio. I got a recommendation. They saw my portfolio. I was in school. They had to invite me over here. That was on a Thursday afternoon. Charlie, right from Kweku, that was where I attended school. So from Kweku,
but before you get to that part, how did that happen? Like, they saw your portfolio. Who recommended you? Like, how did they see it? You were in school at that time, so how did this whole thing happen?
With the recommendation, I wouldn't like to disclose. Even though we are still trying to film up this interview, I wouldn't like to close. But it was a close person for me. So I think the role was out there, looking for a graphics communication officer, and nobody thought that that opportunity would land on this small boy who was just sitting somewhere. I just focused.
What was your age at that time?
Was it like 20? Yeah, 20. That was like 2022.
Okay.
That was like 2022. So young boy, trying to, fight life and all that. Yeah. So, and then the role was out there, Charlie. They've done series of interviews. So I thought it was just like normal, my skills, they've got me there. But when you listen to the background of how I was even like appointed, not even appointed, I even got the role, and then that role started as an internship. So I think a background to it was that, they've been looking for a graphics communication officer or a designer for close to a year, like 7 months to a year. And if you just imagine, it's just funny how like that slot was just left for me. Like nobody would even imagine that a young boy is sitting somewhere. So I overheard them saying that more than 45 people applied for that role.
What? 45?
More than 45. Yeah, that was very crazy for me. Like it
Myself.
it was like 45. So what skills do they have like that? It's very crazy when you just look at it from that angle. So that was when the recommendation came in. Like I felt like all these things was just God trying to play a role in there, because I came from school, came to the office, sat down at the entrance point. I just came like.
So they actually invited you to come.
It was just a portfolio. It wasn't like an interview. My whole life, I've never been to an interview. Like, I'm very grateful to God. Like, the opportunities just keep on coming, just like that. And I think that's another thing that if somebody else watching, people don't really get it to that point. Sometimes God makes life very, very short for us and all that. Other people have their own path, their own destiny and all that. But let me take it back to that point where, I came here Thursday afternoon. I was just sitting there. I think they were just trying to wrap up. It was just something quick. I just came in and then they told me that, they were having like series of meetings and all that. So I had to, wait and calm down. So the person invited me to his office. I got there, I sat down, trying to wait for my current managers then. Right after that, I think it was around 4:30, 5 o'clock there. They came. They told me that they are ready, so I can just come in now. So I just went in there, sat down, and I was like, is that the guy? Yeah. Come. Just open. Charlie, where's the portfolio? Let me see your thing. I was like, okay. I just open. Normally, I upload on Behance. That's my portfolio website that I normally upload my works there. So on Behance, I was like, so you the one who created this? I was like, oh yeah. I was like, and you are doing IT. I was like, oh yeah. And they said, how do you balance all this? And I'm like, it was just the fun of like creating and all that. I was like, So it was just scrolling through my portfolio. I had a bit of photo manipulation. I had a bit of, illustrations that I do, because I still do draw with my Wacom tablet and all that. So it was just scrolling, and we're like, I want to see the animation part, because I think they were looking for someone who has a bit of animation, and then they look at some animations I did for Huawei, and then I think some brand juice shop and all that. And they were like, I don't know how they saw me. It was just that thing, and I'm really grateful for that point. And I would like to mention their name, Joseph Mensah and then James Cobbiner. I don't know what they saw, but Charlie is a whole lot. And I think from that point, that was where things started, changing. I got my internship opportunity to work with them. Right from internship, I think I started earlier before my mates finished school, and then I think at that point COVID also came in. That was like 2020 there, so I think the school curriculum like changed at some point. So I think I attended a private school, so at that point I think the government school had like 6 months or 7 months before they could finish school. But for me, I had the chance to do my internship. As at the point I hadn't finished my project work, I wasn't even done with school. I haven't graduated or anything. So I was balancing that with school as well. So I come to work from Monday and my classes was I think 2 days. So it was on Friday and Saturday and then Sunday as well. So I come to work Monday to Friday, and then Friday in the evening I'll leave straight to Kweku. And then I'll do Saturday, then Sunday.
So what would you say was happening around you at that time?
In that phase of life, I would say, like a lot of things were happening. And for me, I think my experiences, looking at listening to, I think I mentioned earlier that listening to what other people's, like listening to other people's story and all that, that have shaped them to become. I feel like mine is very, 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 limited. Like it's very small. And at that moment, there were a lot in terms of trying to get accommodation and all that. Young boy coming from Nsawam all the way to work in Accra. You be in the traffic, Charlie. A lot of honking. You're already pissed when you get to work, but the work has to be done. And when it comes to friends as well, it got to a point where I had to cut a lot of people from my circle because I had a vision, I had a path that I wanted to, pursue. Because back in university and all that, we had colleagues where every Saturday, if you don't have to chill or you don't have to ball, Charlie, you are not part of the game. So, but my intentions weren't like, that wasn't fully into what they were doing. Because Charlie, you notice that these people are doing things that they just want to enjoy life, whatever the thing is, whatever life will teach you and all. They just want to enjoy life and all that.
You have to cut a lot of them
so
off.
I think it started right after school, where I got my internship opportunity, because I felt like there was a lot of jealousy came into play, because young boy, you've gotten an opportunity, people are still striving for their project work and all that, and lecturers too came in, were like, where's this guy working at, like working with the biggest professional firm? It doesn't make sense, because your lecturers are even fighting for that kind of opportunity. They are not even getting it. And even when they hear that, this guy, like, who put you on, like, they want to hear that kind of conversation. Who put you on, like, how did it happen and all that. And sometimes you just have to be quiet about some things, because the number of things that you disclose is what is going to Charlie, get you into a lot of danger. So
repeat that side again.
I'm saying that the number of things that you have to that you disclose is what will get you into a lot of issues. So it's better to conceal your intentions. And when you read a book about the 48 laws of power, it teaches you about some of these things in there. So you have to try to disclose. You don't have to disclose some kind of things. You just have to keep cool. Nobody cares about your path. Nobody cares about your career. So,
nobody cares.
Yeah. So I think during that time, I mentioned I had to cut a lot of people from school, personal friends that I have from churches and all that. Not cutting them off like completely. I still have relationship with them, but I literally had to create like a new environment for myself, because Charlie, where I am heading, I'm trying to build a fortune, and I'm trying to make myself successful, whatever it takes. I have to get there, get to that point. So it was a lot that was happening around me, and I felt like these things all came together to shape me to become who I am now. Even though I mentioned that the story is still unfolding, and we are still writing the story.
So, what was the hardest part after that moment? What was the hardest part after that moment?
I think the hardest part was, trying to manage and then trying to multitask and do a lot of micromanagement, because you get to a point where you don't work under any management, and currently you are reporting to CEOs, you are reporting to associate directors, like top people, and you're a young boy, you haven't even been introduced to professionalism yet, how teamwork, like how a lot of things work around the corporate side of things as well. So you are trying to juggle between, because at that point you were doing work, you were doing school, you were balancing, like people at your age are trying to complete and do their masters and all that, but you find yourself in a manager position, in a senior manager position as well. And I think the hardest part was just trying to micromanage. I was just trying to understand myself, like, Charlie, is this a path that God has created for me, or it's just like if you are before who are trying to come? Because you just don't understand. Like it was just that
It
crazy.
was difficult,
Yeah,
doing all those
like
things.
it was very hard, and I think now I've tried to manage all these things
Oh,
well,
okay.
because I feel like it was more like a training session for me. Even though at that point I didn't know how it was, I was just stressed. I called my sister, telling her that Charlie, this and this and this. My sister was just listening to my whole conversation, tell you that Charlie, what's your experience? You haven't been to like a quarter, because what other people are going through, what other people are facing, and all that, you just have to relax, because they are all life phases. Because currently in your early 20s, and then you are doing all these things, people start from ground zero, start from scratch, from like normal like person, you just run errands and all that, because before you get like a 5 years experience, before they make you like a supervisor or a senior or something, before now you elevate. But you started with life like it's just like you starting from 100,
Yeah.
and there's no need for you to drop the bar. You just have to keep. And I think when I came in, I also set the standard, so there was no way for me to also drop it. And also the part of making it consistent, that's also another hardest part, because you've set the standard and there's no need for you to drop it. So I think that's also another part, hardest part for me as well.
So you say even the brightest opportunities, sometimes do not even come easy, because even though it looks bright, you go into it and all that, but it's also challenging too.
Yeah, so that was why I was saying that like they are all challenging. For me, I didn't say it that way. I felt like
Okay.
I should have started from ground zero, But you get to a point like you didn't go through any stress, like people. And when you listen to other people's story, like the kind of unemployment going there, it's not like they don't have things doing. Like people have the skills and all that, and it's just your destiny and
Just grace.
just grace, because just that one click will just change everything for you. And I think that's it.
So was there a time that you felt like giving up?
Even now, I want to give up.
You want to give up
Even
now?
I want to give up, because shy
Eh.
is very very tough. But when you go deep down in your room, like at the silent on a silent at the silent place, or the silent part, where Charlie, you just go there and ask God that, like, why all this? Because you don't
Yeah.
understand. Because currently people outside will feel like, Charlie, the guy is making it, because our friends are there currently serving their managers, Charlie, going to work and all that. But you are on the top level. People don't really understand. But deep down within you, there's a part where you feel like it's like life has been, it looks like you are living your 40s, your 50s in your 20s, because it's not that even up to now, but I'm still trying to manage a lot of things, balance a lot of, and I really appreciate what like is going on currently, because like in my past it wasn't that easy, but currently it's going well. Yeah, but the point to give up, we are still trying to work around that. Yeah.
Okay, so how did this whole thing affect your self-confidence?
So I think with all these experiences, it really shaped me, because initially, I was a people pleaser. I used to please a lot of people, they'll tell you, and I didn't like to talk a lot, because when you say this, I'll do it. Right for my SHS, right for my JHS and all that. You tell me this, what I have to do, I have to just keep quiet. But it gets to a point where now you have to manage a whole role, you have to manage things for yourself. And there's a saying that you are the man, like you are the man. Currently I have 3 sisters, and I'm the last born. They are all married, having their own life out there. For me, I bear the name, I bear my last name, which is the Ashirifie. And whatever I do, it affects the surname. For them, they are carrying a different surname
Yeah.
as well. And everything that I do affects my life. So based on that, so I had to read a lot of books. I had to, explore, reach out to some people and all that. And I think that was what shaped a lot of confidence in me, because currently when you have a role of a manager, or you have a role of like a top guy in the industry and all that, people will reach out to you and all that. And if you don't have that kind of confidence in you, you don't have that kind of professionalism in you, there's no way like people will even trust you to give you that kind of role. So I think that was what also shaped my life.
So, what's changed inside you because of this experience?
Okay, so I would say a lot changed, but I think one thing that stood out is the perception and then the mindset as well, how I saw life. So I think dealing with a lot of people, trying to manage work and all that, it really shaped something inside me, and I think that's what is keeping me going like now. So that's what I'll say. It changed my mindset and then changed how I see like a lot of things in life currently. Yeah.
What keeps you going now?
Hi.
Now, what keeps you going?
Number one is money.
Money.
Yeah, that one, yeah. Man has to hustle. And I think family as well. And the fear of failure. That's what's keeping me going.
So, money, then
Family.
family.
Yes. I can't let them down. I can't, I can't disappoint them.
Why? Why? Can you tell me
think-
more? Yeah, why?
I think based on the experience, I don't have much when it comes to the things that they went through. I was a young guy. Back then, daddy died around 2013. So I think I was very young at that point in JHS, and even that during that whole period, it was there was some illness, sickness, and all that came in that I don't want to disclose. But it was that tough at that moment. Sister has to hustle. Mother has to also hustle to take care of my dad. Like it was just that moment where Charlie things were that hard. It was very hard looking at what they told me. At that point, even though I experienced some of these things, but looking at what they went through, none of this was disclosed to me until now that I'm trying to experience life, know how life works and all that. At that time, it was that tough. People usually look down upon us. You weren't part when they are calling like the list of families and all that. Charlie, your name is not in the list, not even the last and all that. So I think based on all these experiences and all that, but currently now we are doing well for ourselves. Like things are okay. I wouldn't say like on the top notch, but things are very smooth.
Okay.
Even though we are still striving hard to make our name out, like get ourselves out there, building the Ashirifie brand and all that. So with that one said, like that's also another thing that's trying to make me fight hard for my family as well, and also the money aspect is also there, and also the fear of failure, because looking at my points and then the position that I am currently in now, Charlie, when you go down, that's the only thing I pray I never go down, Charlie. I just have to make it in life, and I'll make it, and I'm making it, yeah, Charlie.
Okay, so if someone is going through something similar right now, what would you tell them? Your life, and the opportunities you had, and how things, is unfolding and all that. If somebody is going through the same thing right now, what will be your advice?
For me, For me, the first thing I'll say, just be grateful to God, and then I would also advise that. But there's always a saying that there's a funny statement that I always make, that's tranquilo. So tranquilo means that calm down, Charlie.
Tranquilo.
Yeah, tranquilo. It means that calm down. Like, Charlie, if people are sure.
Is it just your own term?
Oh
or
no,
like,
it's not my own term. So I think I've forgotten the country, but
Okay.
I think either Spanish or Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. But there's a statement like tranquilo. So it comes from the word tranquility or
Okay.
tranquil, which means like calm or like, relax, like simmer down, So that's it. Just calm down, Charlie. If people had told you what they are going through, Charlie, you just appreciate what you have. Because me like this, even what I'm going through, a lot of people want to go through the same things. They want the kind of blessings that I have. But if I just give you my shoes or a day in life that, oh, Charlie, just come and then wear my coat. Just for one day, you just come and then be like, I beg you, you just carry it. Because people don't really understand, they see life to be like people, they follow like a lot of social media algorithms, like people at the age of 20, 21, they are making it. Just shuts down this whole like social, they are there. The algorithm will force you to, Charlie, like feel like you are doing like worse in life and all that. Just have that clear mindset. That's what's going to give you like the opportunity. That's what's going to keep you going, and just make that decision for yourself. No matter what challenge life, you go through it, and there's always this thing that you say that the fear that you put in you, that's even the bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself, because in life you
No. Say that part again, because it's very important that we know.
I said fear is a bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself. It's just like you want to achieve something, or let's say you want to buy a car. You heard the price of the tire. The tire is $200, Charlie. Meanwhile, the car is just like $10,000 and all that. You just heard the price of, and then you look at your pocket and you're like, but people have bought that same car 3 times, 4 times. So what's stopping you? Once you just like, have that positive mindset that you want to achieve this particular thing, no matter what you do it, because people are there making like doing like sharp things out there. Like people are making it in life, but you heard that, oh, a science course is very hard. Like, so I can't make it. Once you just like, fill your mind with that kind of negative mindset and all that, automatically
You can't
like make it. And that's how the universe also works as well, because the universe is made in a sense that, and I think I picked this from the story of the alchemist. So whatever that you want to achieve in life, the universe like conspires, or the universe helps you achieve all these things that you want to do in life. Just as you currently here, you want to build like a YouTube portfolio, you want to build like a studio or something. You have people around you who like, it comes naturally. Like you want to buy a house, automatically you find yourself connected to real estate agencies, like people in the market to sell like this kind of stuff and all that. They will help you like build that particular dream. You are here, you want to build an empire for yourself, you want to build like a creative studio. You find yourself within like people in that space. You find yourself connected to designers, you find yourself connected to video guys and all that. Just as you are building your portfolio for your YouTube channel like this. If I'm not part of the journey, if someone didn't start the first episode, there's no way you can even tell that particular story. So I think once you want to achieve anything in this life, and then you have a clear mindset to that, the universe automatically will help you, get, unless you don't want to, make it in life. That one day, Charlie, you just have to ignore. Yeah.
So what do you wish someone had told you back then?
That life is hard. Yeah.
You wish someone had told you that life is hard,
Yeah.
because you were having it,
I wouldn't
very
say,
soft.
I wouldn't say it's hard. Like,
okay.
it will teach you like shaggy,
Yeah.
like, proper shaggy for you to know that. And
So can you share with us one shaggy that life taught you? One shaggy you want be something that life taught you?
I think like there should be a lot of shaggy, but I think this was a point where I've built a lot of stuff, like in terms of when it comes to the finance side as well. I'm naturally a giver, like
Okay.
that one. Even if I have like 10 pesos, I'll just give it out. It's just now that in our current situation, people are very wicked.
Yeah.
People don't care about what you go through. Once they see that you have that kind of giver's heart, they try to take advantage
Of the situation.
They try to take advantage of this guy is a soft guy. Once you ask him, Charlie, he's just going to give you, even when he has like nothing. And there's this perception that people always see you to be that type of guy, Charlie, like you are doing well. Yeah. And looking at the kind of brands and then the brand that I'm working with now, there's no need for you to say that you are suffering in life. Nah, I mean suffering is never an option. I have to make it. I have to make it in life because. And I think there was a point where I've saved a lot, and I think currently that's what I'm still learning from. Looking at the time that I started like working and all that, I had to give a lot. I didn't see life to be like, Charlie, is this what the future looks like? Because you work in the morning, you wake up. Nobody taught me how to save, like build wealth and all that. So I get the money, Charlie, just put it in this stuff. You have to buy machines, you have to buy devices and all that. And I'm a fan of buying like this technology stuff, these devices. So you just get the money, Charlie, you spend it on this, you can accumulate like, let's say about 10,000 cedis or 20,000 cedis. And at the end of the day, they said they are doing this donation here. Then, Charlie, you just give it up because you know that you have a monthly salary to depend on. And all these things, Charlie, I said like, nah. So there was a time where everything that I've saved, I just lost everything back to zero. If it wasn't family that, came in to assist, I'm sure by now you just see me in the streets, Charlie, just doing some, hala then things too. Because everything just went down to zero. But I'm still grateful to God, still grateful for the kind of people around me and all that. So, yeah.
What lessons from your life do you want people to remember?
Okay, so I think what I would just say is that you just have to give with some limits. You just have to put some sense to it.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody in this life needs help.
Everybody needs help.
Everybody
it's
needs
true.
help.
Everybody needs help.
Because without help, you can't get to a particular point in life. And people, as I mentioned, people, want to take advantage of some of the kind of opportunities that you give them and all that. Imagine you are here. I think you have like all these equipment, all these lighting setups and all that, and then a friend approaches you. Oh, this guy is very soft. When you come to him, he'll just give you one of his lenses and all that. When they see that kind of thing, they always abuse it. And at the end of the day, when your camera crashes or your device or any laptop or something that you use, it crashes. At the end of the day, nobody would come to even like assist you. So you just have to put some kind of like sense in it that even when you are giving a scramble cry, like there's some limits, Charlie. You are trying to manage your space as well, because at the end of the day, you can lose it all and then you can come back. But when you are coming back, it's going to even give you that kind of like, it's going to teach you some wild, like wicked lessons. And when it comes to the aspect of money as well, that's also another thing. Yes.
How do you want this story to be remembered?
For me, I think there's this saying that my father Joseph Ashirifie, may his soul rest in peace. He always say, my mother also picked that statement, Rita, that we are still learning, no matter what. 20 years, 21 years, 50 years, 60 years, life is still like teaching you something. You feel like you are at the top. Yeah, 80 years, you know everything in the world. Just one shege, just bring you down. And that's what I always roll with. We are still learning, no matter what. Today, tomorrow, there are some innovative softwares, there are innovative design tools out there that you just need for your color grading. You just need, like, the world is full of there are lots in there that you can just pick, and that's also another thing that shapes what or who we are now.
So then at this point, myself and my team, me, Joao, Solo, Bukaras, the HOD, yeah, we would like to say a very big thank you for trusting us with your story and everything. And yeah, thank you.
I also like to say thank you as well, because Charlie, there's also another opportunity for me, elevating my brand as well. And you don't know where this will also lead you to. Probably you're also building a portfolio, just as I mentioned. And very soon, we'll all have a meeting, sit up, having our drinks, and then, reminiscing on some of the things that Charlie, well, this is also part of the journey. This is also part of the story. Definitely, you'll be having subordinates who are trying to, manage. You just be doing the deals and then working on the brand management and all that. Because there will be a time you go past all these things, and then your small boys, they are also gathering the experience from that to also shape them. However it is, life is just round. Whatever it is, Charlie. So thank you, and then have a nice day.
Okay, so.